In society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude.
What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn Dude.
Damn, dude.
This is season 5, episode 1, and welcome to the show, you guys. Holy moly, it has been a journey. Episode 5 technically means 4 years, and that's fucking crazy, dude, to look back on and be like, damn, I've done this shit for 4 years straight. It's pretty interesting, dude. Like, it's a good feeling to look back on all the things, all these episodes I've created, these interviews I've had, all these conversations made, all the people reached, all the different places in the world. Like, it's pretty fucking phenomenal. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. I'm your host, California Cal, and this is, will always be the Damn Dude motherfucking podcast. You dig? This show exists to help educate, entertain, and make an impact on the different contexts and perspectives that we have in life, because I truly believe and have discovered that the more access we have to different contexts and perspectives, the easier, smoother, and just flat out doper and cooler life is. You dig? So welcome to the show, you guys. Again, this is season 5, episode 1. It is February 6th today. And I think I'm going to release this one tomorrow. So it's going to be February 7th when you guys hear this. In the year 20 and 25. So I literally have a whole board of sound effects here, and I'm fucking doing my own with my own voice. So you guys, if you're new to this show, I'll just give a little intro of who I am currently, because who I am is always growing, changing, shifting, evolving. I keep a baseline and a core of my principles, my boundaries, what I stand for, and everything up to beyond. It's like, and I'm always willing to add to that. At the same time, I'm solid in them, and I'm still willing to change my mind. I'm still willing to learn. I'm always willing to learn. I'm always willing to change my point of view. I'm always willing to observe what the realest, most authentic version of whatever the truth of the story is in life. And I do that by observing my own self, by going out, doing things like I don't know, 2-week-long week-long meditation retreats where you take vows of silence for, a little over a week. That's why I almost said 2 weeks. Going out to the jungles in Peru, going out to the Amazon jungle, working with tribesmen, working with the tribes. Well, I should say tribes people, men and women, children, everybody. I've been able to teach like kids in these tribes like to swim in the lake filled with spiders. I've gotten to, I've been blessed to be able to do a lot of things and work with different tribes and do different ayahuasca ceremonies, work with different shamans, have different shaman teachers. I've been blessed to live in Hawaii, have different shaman teachers there, be able to be a plant medicine, student, and just, really get to experience how nature and our 3D present world with all of our buildings and all of our stuff, like sidewalks and streets and houses and technology, and like how it all merges together, and how the greatest people in the world use essentially spirituality, the power of imagination, discipline, and really just this like, all right, I'm going to put in a little bit every single day. And the people that do that and they do it for the greater good of humanity, it's like, yo, I'm thinking and doing this for what's greater than myself. That's the type of shit that I relate to. I'm a father. I got 4 kids and I love them so fucking much. I got a beautiful girlfriend and, you know, will be wife one of these days. I want to do it right. You know what I'm saying? My girlie Meg, I fucking love you. And, you know, that's my immediate family right now. Like and then my mom too, we live with her right now also. And then I could go on shouting out people forever, but that's my immediate family, like who I live with, where I'm at, my main people. You know what I'm saying? Again, my name is Calvin, California Cal. I got named that from surfing. I like to surf. I like to ride motorcycles. I like to skateboard. I do like to I love the podcast. I teach babies how to swim and save their lives in the water. I also help people create world-class training systems for themselves with full virtual training systems with full interactivity, where actually like the ROI in setting up a virtual training business, coaching business, monetizing your expertise, that's what I can help you do. And there's people putting in 30 grand, pulling out 50 grand a month. And I'm serious. Putting in 30 grand one time, pulling out 50 grand every fucking month. Now that's granted you're putting back in for your marketing every single time. But I'm with Lightspeed VT and we are the people who, it's Brad Lee's company. If you're familiar with him, go, and if you're not, go check him out at Brad Lee. That's Brad Lea. The real Brad Lee at the real Brad Lee. You can find him all over the internet. Such a fucking good dude. I've never seen leadership like his before. It's absolutely next level. And it really is. It's like, I mean, Tony Robbins using it, Jim Quick, World Series Poker, Ashley Furniture, Damon John. I mean, literally the list just goes on and on and on. Grant Cardone, Andy Elliott. Like the reason you've heard of these people is because of a Lightspeed VT system. So I do that. I teach, like I said, I teach babies to swim and save their lives in the water. I also help adults overcome their lifelong fears associated with the water, AKA I can teach you to swim, but you're going to end up crying because it's like a therapy session more so than like a swim lesson. But it's deep and it's fun and it's really cool. I also teach people how to surf. Did I say I love motorcycles? I really fucking love motorcycles. Street bikes, dirt bikes, 3-wheelers, quads, everything. I don't discriminate, man. Like gas, electric. I prefer gas, but like, you know what I'm saying? I love that stuff, dude. Off-roading. I don't know what people think I sound like or what type of like vibe I give off, but I'm like a broed out like dude with like this thug undertone, and I'm like, and I really care about people, and I always want to help, and my goal is to help like save people's lives and help transform people's lives, and that's why I make this show, and I do my best to just be vulnerable and share whatever the fuck it is, because I've had people be gracious enough to be vulnerable and share their stories and share their real shit authentically, to where it changed my life. And not just in this like quick, like, oh, wow, that's fascinating. It's like, whoa, hold on a minute. I'm now having to relate to everything I do in my entire life differently because this person now shared their vulnerability about this, and it literally helped transform my way of thinking, my life, help upgrade my vibe, you know? And those are the people that I always want in my life and that I really appreciate so much. And the people who do that for other people, I will always fucking support, dude. Like those people, they can ask me to do pretty much whatever the fuck. And it's like, I'll help them. I'll share it. I'll do this, all that. Like I'll show up, whatever. You know what I mean? Like I love supporting real ass motherfuckers who are out to do good, who are out to create their dream, who are out to actually like live their dream. And especially those where them living their dream equals being able to help and uplift and guide and lead and push and help and support and take people to the next level. And I love that shit and I respect that so much. And so shout out to anybody who like has really done the work to really care about people. Because I'm telling you from my experience, it's hard for me to care about people. I'm being completely honest, dude. Like, at this very deep core of me in my heart and soul, I have love for all beings, no matter what, because we all have our place here. And without any other person who's bad, I couldn't do good or be good, or anything I did wouldn't count. And you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't even matter. So everybody's here is supposed to be here, whether we like these people or what they do or not, right? So I have love for that. I may not have love for their actions or their human being shit that they do, but I got love for the fact that they are one of God's creations and they're here. But with that being said, it's like I'm pretty fucking like, I don't know, naturally I'm really fucking antisocial. When you see me out and about and like, if I were to say, yeah, I'm pretty antisocial, blah, 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 people are like, what are you talking about? No, you're not. Like, you're really good at talking to people and blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, that's a learned, it's a learned thing. It's a practiced thing. Like, talking has always been the hardest thing for me in the world. Like, when I was in second grade, I stopped talking for the whole year. And it was because my little sister, my grandma, and my great aunt, they had all passed away in the same month prior to that. And I went through school and I just fucking like, I don't know, I decided I was stupid. I decided like I was different. And it just started like more and more evidence of it just started showing up everywhere. And I just went inward. I was so scared to talk to people. I was just terrified. I would just be like looking at kids like, damn, like, you don't even realize that you should be appreciating or not appreciating life. Like, you don't even realize like, yeah, you're sitting here having fun, but it's like the alternative is like, you could be dead right now, you know? And it's like, that's the shit I was thinking about in like second grade, third grade. And that led me to looking up to gangsters who were in like fourth grade. And the reason was like, they looked cool. They had on like clothes that were like, they're like, a lot of them were immigrants, right? Asian kids. And I'm half Chinese and half Norwegian myself, but like I kind of look like white Mexican Hawaiian is the typical judgments I get. Only certain people can tell like, yeah, you're half Asian. But it's usually almost only Asian people who can guess that, or people who have half Asian kids themselves. Otherwise though, where was I going with that? Was like, so I started looking up to gangsters because they had kind of like the same they either like didn't speak the language or they came from hardship. They came from struggle. Their family didn't have money. My family didn't have money. We come from hardship. We come from struggle. Like my grandpa immigrated here and all of our family, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I relate to it, you know? And to have all that pain and carry all that pain was like, that was the thing. And then not only that was like, these guys had the pain, but like they also had all like the finest girls. And these guys were like driving cars to elementary school, carrying around guns. Like it was crazy, dude. It was like but it wasn't crazy because that was just what I was seeing and observing. That was what was around me. And like, to me, that kind of became normal. I've been shot at. I've had best friends murdered. I've had friends who've been shot, stabbed. Like I've been in gang fights. We've been in just all sorts of crazy shit. You know what I mean? And so like that's where I come from, and to be able to podcast and talk and like share vulnerably, to me it's like, yo, vulnerability is a superpower. And when I can do this, I don't necessarily feel like, wow, I'm so powerful sharing this blah 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 right now as I'm saying all these words and sharing these ideas and thoughts, but like it's more so the feeling is like scary, which I just call excitement because it's the same physical chemical. It's the same chemical reaction in your body, whether you're scared or nervous or excited. It's the same chemical reaction. It's just like a matter of what the meaning your brain chooses to make of that feeling in whatever situation we're in. So if you notice like, okay, you're about to go zip lining or something that like, whatever, you know, kind of gets your heart racing in that sort of way, all of a sudden, like, dude, like, notice what the feeling is. And then next time you're like, oh, I've got anxiety. I'm fucking nervous about blah, blah, blah. No, just like notice it's literally the exact same fucking feeling. It's the exact same thing. Just like tell your brain, get your shit together. We're focused. You know what I mean? Like however you talk to yourself, we all have different versions of talking to ourselves. Some of us use our own names when we talk to ourselves. Some of us don't. Some of us are mean when we talk to ourselves. Some of us aren't. It's really interesting. But I recommend the book Fearvana to anybody and everybody. Fearvana, like fear and nirvana put together, by Akshay Nanvadi. My favorite book in the whole fucking world, because it just helps. It helped me train my subconscious thinking. And it's like how he does it. It's like practical, scientific, kind of spiritually explained, and then just kind of how he uses it in real life. And I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this is genius, man. Like, so yeah, Fearvana, everybody go check that out. I'll recommend that book till the day I die, dude. Like, it's fucking phenomenal. So yeah, that's who I am. I consider myself like, I don't know. It's like you can consider this dorky or fucking inspiring, but it's like in my heart, in my soul, in like my deep, like inner self, you know what I'm saying? My mind's eye, as people would say. I don't really like that phrase. I've always kind of found it corny, but like that, like my spiritual identity is that I'm a spiritual warrior, and I'm a warrior of the light, and I'm a warrior of what is good and right, and I'm a warrior for what is true and authentic. And I stand for that. I stand for my people. I stand up for myself, and I do my best to observe and see both sides at all times, and to see the truth rather than my truth and a truth. And I try and just set the best example I can for my kids. And I may not all the time, but again, like I said, I always do my best, and it's always my focus. And I always want to be the best partner and man I can for my family, my woman, my kids, my society, my people, my business, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So enough about me now. I just figured I'd give a re-intro of who I am, what I'm up to, what I'm all about at this point. I also host ceremonies, which I was kind of, honestly, it was just tasked to me. I was chosen for it in this weird way, by one of my teachers in the jungle, and he was like, you got to learn this stuff, and he taught me all these songs and said, you're going to go back and host ceremonies, and you're going to help heal people. So I do that through the means of different different plant medicines, different songs, different instruments, things of that nature. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. And yeah, so that's who I am. That's what I'm all about. And I'm here to help create love, joy, acceptance, creativity, freedom, safety, fun, and transformation for anybody I come in contact with. So let's talk about something interesting here, guys.
Damn, dude.
Just kidding. That's all the show is about. And that's it. This shit better be interesting. No, just playing. So, okay, hold on a minute. Wait. Why do I always do this out of order? Like, first of all, I want to say a happy birthday to my lady, Meg. I fucking love you. Happy fucking birthday. Her birthday was on February 2nd. Everybody go wish her a happy birthday. I just love you so fucking much, dude. Like, you are the downest, coolest, realest, just most authentic, just beautiful in every way. Like, you just blow my mind, dude. Like, thank you for being you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving the kids. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting us. Thank you for everything that you've helped build. And thank you for everything you do. Thank you for everything we're building and all the unlimited support, and just your trust and faith in me is astounding, because at times I forget who I am, or I forget, like, I'll get sidetracked or whatever, and like you just bring me right back, and it's like, dude, no, you know who you are. Like, do this shit. Like, you know you're badass. You know you can handle this shit. You know your capabilities. Look at all the things you've done. And it's like, I don't even know what you're saying to me. You're just like performing magic, and I just appreciate it so much. Thank you. I love you so much. My little Bambi deer flamingo. I was gonna call you a polar bear. 'Cause we determined that polar bears are super gay, but like, not in like the sensitive Karen, oh, homosexual or blah, blah. No, I mean like in the old school meaning of gay. It's like, oh, that shit's gay, dude. Like I said, I've it, yeah, whatever. Be mad. I guess, right? Like, I got love for gay people. It's no hate. Like, anyway, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, okay. So happy birthday to you, Ming. I fucking love you. Happy 34th birthday, I should say, and happy birthday to my partner Skins. I fucking love you, dude. Dude, we were tripping the fuck out, and I'll share this with everybody because this was really, really fucking trippy. So I messaged him. I'm like, yo, happy birthday, dude. Da da da. And I was like, holy shit! I had this memory where we were. We had to be like 21. Yeah, maybe like 21 or 22, I guess. Or no, 23, 24. I'm so terrible with math. Anyways, we had this. I remembered that my mom turned 40. Like, we remember when my mom turned 40, and we were old enough to buy her a 40 somehow. So we bought my mom a 40 when she turned 40 and drank it with her. And I was cracking up because I'm like, dude, Skins, like, can you believe that? Like, what the fuck, dude? How are we that old now? Like, I can't even comprehend this right now. That shit is a fucking trip, dude. Like, an absolute trip and a half. So yeah, that's pretty fucking interesting. So happy 40th birthday, dude. Fucking love you, man. Miss you, dude. Hope all is well up in Snowtown, up in the old Snowdown. But yeah, no, happy birthday, dude. Fucking love you, man. And then nextly, happy birthday coming up to little Roro, little Weaver, little River. Oh, little River, you're so cute. I fucking love you so much. Oh, I probably shouldn't be cussing, but it's okay. River. Okay, let's try that again. Bleep. Okay, so yeah. No, happy birthday, River. Little girl, you're so cute. You're gonna be 5. I can't even believe it, dude. That's crazy. We got you some cool stuff. Me and your mom hooked you up. You are just so down. Like, oh my goodness. Dude, you are so down. Like, River, you're the freaking coolest, dude. She's just so down. Anytime I'm like, all right, you want to go do this? She's like, okay, let's go. I'm like, you want to do this? Okay, let's go. I'm like, you want to go do donuts in the Jeep? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, you want to go do wheelies around the neighborhood on the motorcycle? Yeah. You want to go ride down and jump off the huge hill? She's like, yeah, let's go. And then I'm just like, hey, like, you want to go dig up dirt and get all dirty? And she's like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, hey, should we go off-road down the side of this mountain? She's like, yeah, let's go. It's like, and you were just so smart and so sweet, and oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. Like, you just bring this world to my life and this light to my life that I can't even explain or understand yet. That's just so beautiful and sweet and innocent and just so precious. So thank you. And thank you for sharing your world with me. And thank you for trusting me and loving me and just creating the dynamic that we're able to have. It's so cool, River. So I love you. And I just look forward to seeing you grow up and seeing all the cool things you do and helping support everything you want to do and help guide you down the right path in life. Yeah. So I love you, River. Happy birthday. You will be 5. That is so cool. Okay, guys. Nextly, now that we got all our opening things out of the way, I was thinking about something, and I observed something, which is different types of parenting. I'm super big on observing all different types of parenting and the application of it and all of that. So the thought of, I've been seeing the contrast of lending a helping hand to your kids versus learning the hard way. And if you grow up with like old school parents or like ethnic parents, most of them are learn the hard way type parents. And it's typically like American families who've been here several generations, who are very much like, oh, lend a helping hand, and then they're way overly helping, and then in turn, like the kids or whatever end up useless with no skills or no grit or work ethic or anything like that. Then on the other hand, it's like, oh, you got to learn the hard way. It's like those kids in turn end up learning like work ethic with no like counter, with no balance, with no like harmony or anything. It's just like you gotta grind until you're fucking dead. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but it's like if you don't love it in ways or love what it's doing for your life, then it's like you're just stressing yourself and you're exhausting yourself and you're killing yourself. But if you're pursuing something and it's like the tasks are hard, but the reason you're doing it is because you love it, then it's gonna uplift you and grow you, right? So I see, and I've been witness and in experience of and just observing these two extremes. And like I grew up under the like learn the hard way, like the okay, like you better if like I get parents, like you better pay, if my parents give me money, it's like you better pay me back sort of thing, versus like, okay, like I got you, like I'm happy to help you out, right? And I'm not saying this for everything or any time my parents have helped me out or anything like that. What I'm saying is like, as an overall baseline of like shit, I took it as from childhood, right? Because both my parents have done a lot of work around their relationship to money and all of that. So it's not fair to say that they still relate to all that stuff the same now as they did when I was a kid and they were teenagers, right? So when I look at it and then like I see, I grew up in a very like, all right, like I said, it was like, all right, like when can you pay this back, or what are you gonna do? It's always an exchange, right? And that's cool because that's fair, it's even, I get it. But then on the other hand, it's like I see my girl and her family, and they're very like, when it comes to like anything money wise, like, oh, here you go, like I'm happy to help you out. And I was like, whoa, I've never even experienced this before. Like, what the heck? Weird. Okay, like, interesting. And it's like, it's just this perspective and mindset and like where you're coming from with it, right? And I've always been a very like a my money is our money type of person. And it's been very beneficial and non-beneficial at different periods of my life, depending like who's around me, I guess, really, and what I'm up to. You know what I mean? But I remember like being in my early 20s or whatever, it's like, all right, we got to go buy a sack. Like it was always like, all right, food, weed, and gas. We're all in on this together, dude. Like we're a team. Like, all right, you need to go where? You need to go where? All right, we can do this. You can get to work. I can get to work. Da 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 da. We can do all this shit, right? And then we need to make sure we can eat and fucking smoke a fat ass blunt at the end of the night, and we're good. We'll do it all again tomorrow. But there's also times where it's like, okay, well, it's like I have my own business. I know what it's like to where it's like, no, I earned this fucking money right here. Like this is my motherfucking money, dude. Like I worked so hard for this shit. Like you don't even understand. If I gave you some like, what the fuck, you couldn't even appreciate it sort of vibe, right? That was never like my attitude, but just, you know, like that, like that context of thinking, I should say. And I'm saying it, you know, kind of exaggerated just to paint the picture better. So like, I look at that and my whole family, it's very interesting. Like if I look at all the different webs of my family, because I come from a big Chinese family and a big Norwegian family, and there's just a lot of us, and there's a whole bunch of us who there's a whole bunch who are millionaires, and then there's a whole bunch who are paycheck to paycheck, and then we've got family members who are all in between. So like, it's really interesting because I'm like, oh, well, like, it's possible here. It's possible here. It's like, so, and then I'm like, okay, well, it's like, well, these people are rich, but they're not really that happy. Okay, these people are like in the middle and they're like not entirely rich, but they're pretty happy. And then the people over here, it's like they're happy, but they kind of like just don't have as much. But then I'm like, okay, well, which version of this feels the most satisfying, you know? And I guess it really doesn't matter because it's all up to us to live our own life anyway. So, but it just has me thinking of like, okay, how do I want to relate to money to my kids, and how do I want them to take that on? Because to have it where it's like, all right, let's pull our money together is a good mindset. And I think it's more so like if you know how to, when you know when to do that is good. And then, I don't know, it's just, I think the best position to be in is to be able to just pay for everything always. Everybody's everything. Because then it's like you can always just have what you want and it's not a concern or an issue to anybody. And then in turn, everybody feels good because they just got a free meal. You know what I mean? So like, I go back and forth and I try and do my best of like painting the pictures of like, all right, like you need to learn the struggle a little bit here. And also, let me help you out. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I've just been thinking about that a lot lately. And it's like, what do you guys think? Like, where do you draw the line on money to your kids, or help, or buying them things, or supporting them, or whatever? Because like, I have so many angles that I'm looking at this, right? From my parents to me to my kids, to them, to whoever else, right? Because that's going to be a generational thing that we're like passing on or not. So it's like, well, hold on. Can we fine tune this to pass on the best version of whatever? And I think a lot of people try to do that. It's just hard because different things work for different people. And like 2 more generations after me, they're going to think different, and they're just going to be born in a different mentality, whether it's like they're born into a lot of money or not really, right? Like it depends what path I take. It depends what path it really depends what path my parents take. It depends what path I take. And then it depends what path my kids take. Then it depends what path their kids take. And then the next and the next. And like, that's going to keep going and going, right? And we've talked about that before. So it's just an interesting thing. It's like, where do you draw the line on like, hey, no, here, I got you, dude. Like, I'm happy to help you. I acknowledge your struggle. I'm happy to help you. Here you go. Versus like, nope, you got to learn. Too bad. Right? It's like, fuck, it's a trip, dude. And I think it's like if people become like, if you start abusing it or things like that, you know, I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting. It's cool to learn and discover that, because it makes me think of the way that I give differently. It's like, all right, how can I give and like, it's like, you know, how can I give and receive? How can I make the exchange rate in my life flow more favorably for everybody? Money, service, money, connection, conversations, ideas, right? All these different things. So, yeah. And that leads me to the next thing is like, I'm going to just put this out there again because this has been helpful. Like, whenever I talk to somebody and they like need this, it's very helpful. And I'm not going to dive into it super huge. And then you can go back and find the episodes. You can just search it in the search title thing. But the life scale, where I talk about the life scale. And what I mean by this is on the scale of life in terms of struggle to being fed with a silver spoon in your mouth, right? Or golden spoon. What's the phrase? Silver spoon, golden spoon, silver. I think the phrase is silver spoon, but gold is worth more. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, So with that being said, some people are born at negative 100. They're born into a negative 100 circumstance, and some people are born into a positive 100 circumstance. Some people are born at 0, neutral. Some people are born at positive 20. Some people are born at positive 37. Some people are born at negative 37, negative 40, negative 50, negative 70, right? You get my point? So it's like between negative 100, 0, and positive 100, we're all on the scale somewhere in terms of like positive and negative. And it's like some people are babies born in a dumpster. And I'm sorry to those people. Like, that's fucking tough, dude. I can't even imagine what that's like to actually be one of those kids where your parents threw you away in a dumpster and they didn't know what to do. They were so scared and just so freaked out and they have to live with that for the rest of their lives. Like, yes, shame on them. And that's going to be your success story if that's you. You know what I mean? And then it's like some people are born on the other end where it's like they have the absolute most like loving parents. They give them the right amount of space, the right amount of pressure, the right amount of adventure, influence, structure, discipline, healthy food, healthy music, healthy habits, healthy thinking, healthy ideas, positive affirmations, all these things. Like, you're born into a family where you're in a position where you guys are financially good, you're spiritually good, you're mentally good, you're physically good. And that's awesome. That's also going to be your ticket to success. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's a trip because we're going to, at different points, we're going to always slide up and down on this scale. And that's why I don't believe that I guess I said that weird. I should say, that's why I believe that every person has experienced some piece of happiness or joy to some capacity, no matter what. And you could have just been beaten your whole life. But like the moment you're not, or there's something you found appreciation in, or you enjoyed something, it's like, that's not discounted. Or you saw a butterfly or a flower and it's like, damn, you know, or you saw an ant and like, that was a thing that changed your life, or you grew up kidnapped, or like something, you know what I mean? Like, so, and the reason I mention that is just to encourage everybody to check in on themselves, where they're at on the life scale, because it's really gonna predict and forecast your whole year and your whole season and all of that. So I see it as like, all right now, where am I at on the life scale? Right now, I would say, and this is a big deal for me, and this can occur in many ways, because you can tune this scale to, it could be like your financial success or your mental state or whatever. But what I'm saying with this is incorporate all of those things: your finances, your mental state, your habits, your da-da-da-da, everything about it, your friendship qualities, your conversation qualities, your family time, the quality of it, all of those things. For me, right now, I would say I'm at a positive 5.
Damn, dude.
And that's a big deal, dude, because like I said, I don't use this lightly. Like, over the past 3 years, I was at negative 100. And the reason I say that is, like, my kid got fucking stolen. I got accused of all this insane shit. I had to go to court in and out for like, I don't know, what damn near felt like a fucking year. I mean, it was months. You could go back and listen to all episodes. You know what I'm saying? So I was at a negative 100. And when I started this show, I was probably at like a positive, like, probably like a positive 20. And I was doing good. There was a lot of shit cracking off, going right. I was like, boom, bam, boom, creating shit, making money, taking care of my stuff. Like, things were going good. And then, you know, all the shit that cracked off, we ended up splitting, ended up living in my car for a while, ended up, you know, when it was my turn with the kids, we would go and stay in hotels or go camping or whatever, right? Like it was absurd. And so I was at negative 100, dude, and it just kept, and then so it's like sometimes I would get up to 0, sometimes I get up to like 1 or 2 or something. And right now, and I'm looking at this scale from a point of major growth, because I believe I can hit positive 100. And that's my goal, is to get there and to stay there as well as I can, because there are people who do that through practices and disciplines and structures. And by creating freedom through these practices, disciplines, and structures. And I think that's a thing that a lot of unstructured people think, is that it's going to take my freedom. And it's like, no, when you get structured up, it actually adds more freedom. It's really fucking weird, because I previously, and I'm actually struggling right now, but I wouldn't even consider structure. And now I practice it every single day. So it really does do something, and it really does matter. So right now, being at like a solid positive 5 is a big fucking deal, because I'm so happy to be here. And it's like, at any point, whatever happens right now, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't want to say all that, but it's like where I'm at is pretty solid. Like the floor that I've built to at 0 feels really fucking solid. And I'm not even trying to test it again. I trust it. You know what I mean? It's like, that was the foundation for my fucking house. That was the foundation for my fucking fortress. Like, that was my root chakra. That was my root. That was my rooting into the fucking floor. You know, so like, I can feel, and also using your chakra system to kind of check in with your life scale is wise too. And you can, I'm not going to go into all that right now, but it's essentially what I'm explaining, which is funny because people are like, oh, that's bullshit. It's like, dude, no, actually not. It's kind of just a guide for your life and your whole, like, all the major systems in your body that make human beings healthy. So I feel that coming. And with that coming, it's like different triggers, different insecurities, different things hit. And a big one that hit for me was like, I wish that more Chinese traditions were passed on to me. Because like I said, I'm half Chinese and half Norwegian. And like, I don't know. I always felt like not included all the way into these things, or like it didn't matter that much if it was shown to me or if I was included or participated in them or not. And that's because, I don't know, I just see certain traditions and I don't know, I guess it's the position that my parents took, I suppose, or my dad took, that equals it, because it was like he was getting forced with it, and then so he kind of went the other way. So in turn, I don't know, then also it's like I'm related to as a white kid by, like from growing up. And it's like, oh, he's just a white kid. He doesn't need to be taught that stuff. And it's like, okay, fuck, that sucks because I'm down. You know what I mean? And it's in my blood. So it's like, it's weird having the urge to want to do all this Asian and Chinese shit. But it's like, I don't even know what to do. Like, minimally. You know what I mean? Like I understand a good amount. You know what I mean? I could explain to white people or other people what's what and the reasons things are happening, and you know what I mean? Like, I know, and I know enough, and I know how to celebrate, and I have celebrated. It's just that it's never really been a thing to where I'm put into a position where I have to like be shown anything or taught anything, you know? So I don't know, this is a trip. So yeah, I should say, with that being said, if you do have like traditions and culture and all of that, and you guys are from another country and language and all that, like, pass that shit on, man. Like, because I can speak a little bit of Chinese, and it's not enough to really do anything, because it's only what, like, somebody in like a I don't know, maybe like a 3 or 4-year-old could say at home. But like, teach your kids that shit, man. Like teach them. Show them the traditions. Show them that stuff. Let them decide. Let them pick. You don't have to force these things, but it's like, oh, check it out. You know what I mean? And that's it. And it's like their kids are going to like observe what you do and take interest in it and all those different things. So yeah, man. So shifting gears here, guys, as people say. Oh gosh, I need to stretch. I've been doing yard work like a maniac and has been locking my body up because I've been I've been moving lots of fucking land by hand, and like grading down a whole area, cutting trees, clearing a whole like fucking half an acre worth of stuff, just like by myself. So yeah, anyway, I gotta stretch a little bit. So something I was thinking of. Spirituality should be entirely personal until we've gotten good enough at it to now help others.
Damn, dude.
So what I mean by that is like, I feel like there's like so many ways I can take this, but the way that like this initially hit me was the practice of your spirituality is so intact that it's unshakable to where you now have the capacity and the power of God and your spirit charged up to be able to go and now help others. And now you don't have to tell people about it. You're doing it, and now people are asking you how, or they're listening to what you're saying, or these things like that. And that's what I mean is like, that's what I mean by getting good enough at it to then be able to help others with it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, dude.
Because it's like somebody who's a highly spiritually practiced person and actually helps others with it doesn't necessarily talk about spirituality like everywhere, right? It's just more so like they're able to piece together how spirituality and physicality merge and how they meet together and how we can use them to in turn like power each other and understand each other more. So I've been realizing that, and it's like a lot of times, and I've done this myself, where it's like I've gotten so spiritual that my like care, desire, urge to make money or to run business or to do anything like that is like I stopped giving a fuck about money at a certain point. And it was just like I was so in tune with like nature and love and life and just like, damn, we are one. And I was on all that like kick, you know what I mean? And like, which is like the entry level stuff to spirituality where it's like, oh my gosh, all is one and one is all and all. And it's like, and you start getting all that, right? And as that starts happening, it's like it becomes very self-serving, and then it's like then you use it for yourself to feel better. Then you're using it for yourself to feel better. But then what? It's like you have to struggle again. And the struggle again is like to use that and live a life to where now your spirituality is in action, and now your actions are inspiring others by the power of your spirit.
Damn, dude.
So I see for myself how, as I've grown my spirituality, as I've grown my personal bandwidth, my emotional intelligence, I'm able to hold space for others at such a higher level now that before were unimaginable to me. And it's really fascinating to see how we really can develop our spirit and our emotions kind of as one, and really like get smarter than being at the will of our emotions or our feelings and all of that, you know? So when we can develop it far enough to where we can stay on positive scale of the life scale consistently, we're now of service to others. Like that's real spirituality in action. And the people that I look up to, they all do that. It's like they use what they learn from spirituality, and they'll talk about spirituality if it's like necessary, but they're not out there like putting it on everybody or trying to like let everybody know that they're the fucking boss about it. Oh, I know so much about spirituality, blah, blah. It's like, no. It's like somebody who's really spiritually wise and intelligent just ask questions. They don't even like give you any answers. They just ask you questions about stuff. And then they let you discover it for yourself. And that shit's powerful. So that leads me to the next thing, which is like, I see so many, and it's everywhere. It's in our commercials. It's in our advertising. It's in our TV shows. It's in our common speech. It's on the radio ads. It's in the grocery stores. It's in advertising. It's on, it's fucking everywhere, which is the modern day version of some new medicine and some new feel good / oh yes, you have a problem sort of drugs and practices. It's everywhere. I see it in, people I know, people I've observed, people like literally it's just like in the United States, we think this way to where rather than actually like processing emotions, thoughts, and feelings, we just use things to mask our emotions, thoughts, and feelings. And it's kind of crazy to see like this happen everywhere, because what happens is like we end up putting a Band-Aid on a lot of things, and so many people are just quick to start taking different pills and drugs and whatever, right? And I'm not saying these things don't help, because they do. I've seen them help and I've seen them work. But I think the next question is like, well, to help what? What are we helping? It's like, well, to help feel better. Okay, well, what's necessary to help feel better? Well, to actually long-term in a transformative way where it's not just a Band-Aid that's going to eventually get dirty and fall off, is to actually process our emotions, thoughts, and feelings. So it's hard to do that because it's like we oftentimes have these the Western medicine that clouds your brain and it blocks off a bunch of different like receptors that ping when we feel things or think things or have emotions. And so it's kind of interesting because when I started thinking about like Western medicine and I started realizing how much of it was fucking me up and all of that, and it's like they put me on Oxycontin when I broke my neck, and that made me an absolute terrible human being. I was out of my fucking mind. I was so mean. I was so terrible. I was trying to fight everybody. I would tell people to shut the fuck up out of nowhere. I would like just for breathing or existing, like, or like standing up once and their knee popping. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it made me a terrible human being. And so that kind of led me, and I started going. So after that happened, I got psoriasis really fucking bad because the medicine made me itchy. And as I was coming off of it, it would make me itchy. And I would literally scratch fucking holes into my arms and hands and feet and legs, like to where I'd be fucking bleeding, dude. And then what ended up happening was like I started stressing, and well, I was already stressing. And okay, let me rewind. When I broke my neck, I had gotten cheated on by my ex, and she got pregnant by another dude. I dropped out of firefighter school. I got fired from my job. My two best friends got murdered prior to that. And I was just in a fucked state. So I was just absolutely depressed and everything fucking sucked. So, and then I break my neck and I'm sitting here with all of this. And I found out that I got cheated on. And my girl at the time got pregnant by somebody else while I had a broken skull, neck, and back. I broke 8 bones in my skull. I fractured my skull, broke my neck and back. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I was fucked. I was beyond stress, right? So like that, all these medications I'm taking, I'm like itchy as fuck. Everything is off. I'm completely imbalanced. And, so as I get off all this stuff, I just start smoking weed instead. I'm like, man, fuck this, dude. I mean, I was already smoking weed, but like I started more so like the tune of using it medicinally is what started happening. Because before I was using it medicinally, but in more so like what I would call a therapeutic sort of way. Because going through like the stress I went through in my like late teen or like through my teens really in early 20s, I got accused of murder. I got my house raided. I got all this crazy shit. And so like I'm trying to like just get right, but I'm just fucked in the head, dude. So weed was helping me just like stay cool. It was helping me not pop off. It was helping me not want to like just go fight people. And you know what I mean? It helped me just learn to just fucking chill out a little bit. Cause I was so intense, dude. Like I just wasn't very pleasant. Like I'm surprised my friends are even my friends. Like, so I was using it like that, but then I was like, whoa, okay, I'm going to use this for pain. So I would kind of like, I would inhale and I would like, it would like hurt as I would feel like the smoke or the weed go like past my neck because my neck literally like split basically in half, dude. And I would feel it, and then it would go down to my lungs and I'm like, oh, and then I would kind of like bring the energy and the feeling all the way down to my feet. And then I would exhale all the way from my feet and then just, and that was when I first started meditating on accident. I didn't realize I was meditating on accident. And that kind of became like the beginning of my journey. Because what started happening was I started like feeling my body. I started observing my body. I started like, and then the doctors, they were telling me that like, I would probably never walk again and never ride motorcycles. There'd be a good chance I wouldn't even be able to talk again. Just all this crazy shit. And I'm like, no, man, like, fuck that. And I just refused to believe it. And I've told the story many times, but it's like when I was in the hospital with my neck brace and all this shit, I would fucking get up in the middle of the night and I would practice walking. And they were telling me like, dude, if you get up, like you make one slip and you're literally dead. And I was like, okay, cool, bro. Like, thank you for telling me. I'll just, and in my head, I was like, I'll be careful. Because I was like, man, I'm trying to Tupac this shit, dude. Like, fuck this. I'm out of this bitch. I'm like, all I got to do is be able to get out of here and I'm gone. And for real. But I was out of the hospital in 3 days, which is pretty fucking crazy, honestly. Like, yeah, that's just what happened, guys. So anyway, I'm realizing like Oxycontin and they gave me Vicodin, all the shit. It was just fucking me up, dude. Gave me psoriasis. It's made me all itchy. Then I stress-induced psoriasis. Psoriasis comes from stress and a poor diet. Eating processed foods and not eating like healthy animal fats and proteins. So that was what's true for me. I'm not a medical advisor. I'm not a medical doctor or whatever. That's just, yeah. But like I said, I personally have been able to heal arthritis, which they diagnosed me with, and psoriasis with natural things, plants and meats, for real. Anyway, I eventually go out to the jungle. I learn, different things in Peru. They heal my psoriasis. I heal my psoriasis. But they went in and they did it through the means of like spirituality, diet, and mentality.
Damn, dude.
As where it's like here, they sedate you. It blocks off your spirituality and your mentality, your mental. And it kind of just makes you check out. But you feel better. Right? But it's like, well, shit, as soon as you stop that, then what? And then what are the long-term effects of that medication, right? And I've seen people lose their whole lives over Western medicine. And that's why it's like, I was able to feel how you can lose your life over this medicine. And it's drugs. It's not even medicine. It's a disrespect to medicine to call these drugs medicine. So with these drugs, it's like, okay, they do something to whatever the pain is or the whatever. But hold on a minute. It's like, what is the nature's version of whatever modern day drug or methodology? Like, what was the original version of that? And that's what's interesting, is because in the United States, we live in such a place to where like advertising and stuff has gotten a hold of so many of us that it's generational now, and that now families will recommend things to their kids or themselves that are based off of commercials from like fucking some shit on TV or the radio on like the 30s or 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s, 80s, 90s, thousands. Or, you know, now it's like you got people born with the internet, and it's like, yeah, oh, I saw it on the internet. It's like, well, it doesn't make it fucking true, dude. But like, really, it's like, it's crazy because, or where I'm going with that is that it has a lot of people scared of the actual original source and medicine that this drug is replicating. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, dude.
So that's why it's like, okay, we have talk therapy, we have all these different things, and yoga and whatever, but it's like doing just one of these isn't gonna fucking fix everything. You have to go inside and do the transformational work, which is gonna include and consist of the mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional state. And then how we relate to the world and our happiness and our and the flow that we're operating in. So I encourage everybody to consider, what's the natural version of this? How would people have related to this originally? Because a lot of the times it's just your fight or flight instinct, or your or your hunter-gatherer instinct, or your maternal instincts, or your paternal instincts, or whatever, that are just firing off. But we live in a technological society now, rather than like a hunting and gathering society. But we're still the same human beings with all that old technology or programming. That's why I call it technology. It's because it's like, it's programmed. It's in us. We can't not be a human being. We can't not have like this fire inside of us. People turn it all the way down and suppress it, and have been, it's been fucking suppressed. And there's some people that seem like they have no light. But if you're alive, you're alive. And even if it, others don't judge it that way, because there's some people out here who look fucking dead out here. But it is what it is, right? So it's like, I encourage everybody, it's like, well, what's the original natural version of talk therapy? Because we should be talking to people. Or it's like, okay, what's the modern version of like anxiety? Or sorry, not modern. What's the original version of anxiety? What's the original version of nervousness? What's the original version of feeling scared? What's the original version of butterflies in your stomach? What's the original version and meaning of fear? Like, what were all these things used for? You know what I mean? And I think I know for myself, once I assessed that, I was like, oh shit, this is just the feeling of like protecting my fucking whatever. Oh, this is just the feeling of like, wanting to be the alpha in the pack, or the whatever, or like, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, it's like, if I want, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like, if I want the girl who I deem is the most beautiful, I want that. And that's, to me, that's like what I do, right? in my way. That's like, no, I pick my girlfriend because she's the most beautiful to me. And that's what I want. Right? And it's like, not in some crazy, creepy way, but it's like in like okay, like, damn, it's more than just looks, So it's like, damn, that whole package, ooh, yeah, like that, it's like, that dog in my son. It's like, that's so gay. But no, like, I mean, like, really, like, yes, that's dorky, but like, really though, which it's like, dude, like that, I don't know, that fire, it's like, we should all have that in us, and we should all feed that and stoke that all the time. You know what I mean? So like, I think that when we have these things, it's smart to go back and start now. It doesn't matter how old you are, which is like, start the long-term healing / growing. Because you don't want to just be, oh, I'm healing and be a victim. It's like, no, you're growing. You're transforming long term, versus like short-term Band-Aid fixes. This is going to make me feel better now. This is going to make me feel better now. It's like, no, there's just certain pains we're supposed to sit with. There's certain pains we're supposed to feel through. There's certain pains and lessons we're supposed to sit with, feel through, and get through. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if we don't, then we don't have the capacity or the means to even feel what it is that we need to process. Because if you need to process things, but you block it, it's like, well, okay, now we're jammed. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're trying to feed the copy machine more, it's like, I need to print 500 fucking pages. We got 129 and, oh, it's jammed. It's blocked. Now it's like, all the rest of the paper is just jam, block. Now it's like, the project cannot be completed because of one blockage. Now, how many of us and how many times are we like putting so many blocks? Now, a lot of us do this with like context. And that's what's even crazier, is like, we block ourselves with context. The same way it's like you could block yourself with drugs or alcohol or distractions or whatever. It's like people block themselves with context. And I know that's where I struggle the most with the things I'm not successful in yet, is I don't have the right context around it. And that's all I want. That's all I need is the right context, because then I would do the appropriate measures to gain that context. You know what I mean? So, yeah, dude, it's like, it's kind of crazy. I think it's just important for, like, my advice to, I don't know, it's like what I tell my kids, and it's like, I think such a big part of being a parent is preparing your kids to be teenagers who can listen and understand some shit. And I think it comes from like building trust and communication. And like, if your kids can't trust your communication, then like, you can't really tell them what to do later or suggest anything, because it's like, well, you don't even do what you say, so why the fuck would I listen to you? So like, I remember like with my oldest son, before he would hit these different ages, I was like, dude, this is what it was like for me and a lot of the kids my age, or like when we were 11 or 12 or 13, 14, 15, 16, blah, blah, blah. Every year I would be like, dude, this is what it was like. Excuse me. Like, not saying it's going to be the same, but just when you're this age, there's a good chance these things are going to pop up. And I just remember what it felt like to be those ages. It's like being like 11, 12 years old in school. Damn, there's a helicopter, like, fucking what sounds like it's landing on my roof. What the fuck? Crazy. No, but like being like 11, 12 years old, it's like getting boners at school for like no reason. That shit sucked, dude. Like, your body's just going crazy as fuck, dude. So like, but nobody told me that. I just fucking turned these age and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening? Like, is something wrong with me? But then it's like, okay, we go to sex ed in junior high school. Fucking Mr. Forrester goes, yeah, if you want to know what it's like to be gay, just go and put a what do you say? He goes, put a condom on a broomstick and shove it up your ass. And we're and that's all I remember from sex ed. Like, he fucking started with that shit, and I don't remember anything else after that. Like, how are you gonna start your sex ed class to fucking 7th and 8th graders like that? Like, dude, he wasn't even my teacher either. We had to like go to his class. I swear on everything, that's a true story. At Challenger Middle School, dude. So yeah, that didn't teach me anything. I'm like, well, I don't want to know what it's like to be gay. I'm good. I'm good, dude. Like, so I'm like, well, okay, that didn't teach us anything. And then they taught us sex ed in 4th grade at Erickson Elementary, and I don't know what the fuck they told us. It was way over our heads, dude. And they gave everybody condoms by the end of it. And I just remember there was fucking literally like thousands of condoms, like that had been turned into balloons and floated up into trees, or like scattered or tied onto the wall or put on the wall with a pin or like tied to the handrail. There was, if you went to Erickson and you remember in 4th grade sex ed, all the fucking like pride parade of like colored condoms all over the entire fucking campus. Yo, that had to be the funniest shit ever, dude. Oh my goodness. Anyway, okay. Anyway, where am I going with this? No. So I just encourage everybody. Oh, that's where I was going. Sorry. So I was telling my son, okay, when you hit this age, it's like this. When you hit this age, these things pop up. So I told him, he's like, he's like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, dude, that happens when you turn these ages. And he's like, the fuck? Like, okay. So he goes to school, and then it's like, instead, he's like, dude, you're right. He's like, man, I need to invent something called privacy pants, where it's got like a hard patch or something that can protect you from embarrassing instances. I fucking love you, Nate. So like, no, but it's like, instead of him being like, oh, what's wrong with me? It's like, bro, like, yeah, it's just some fucking teenage shit. That's how you know something's okay with you, dude. Like, and then when you grow up, you start fucking like feeling horny for all these like different reasons and things, and you're trying to figure it out and da-da-da. And it's like, and then you start questioning these different things about different depths of life and relationships and sex and money and food and freedom and just everything that comes with growing up and like becoming turning from a kid to an adult. So I think the best we can do to share those things honestly and vulnerably is going to be the thing that really fucking makes life good for our future generations. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives them the context. And once they have that context, they can live into it without fear of judgment or feeling weird or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage everybody to have as many authentic conversations as you can have. Be real with yourself, but let's be real with others. And let's make this the best life that we possibly can, you guys. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Should I get some new intro music? I like this outro music. I love it because Nate made it when he was a kid. Well, he also made the intro music too. Or just switch them up a little. I don't know. You guys tell me. Let me know.
Damn, dude.
Also, if you enjoy this episode, please go ahead and be sure to leave a 5-star written review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. But that would be greatly appreciated. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's rock this season. It's season 5, episode 1. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Thank you guys for helping this show go around the world. Thank you for telling your friends to tell your friends to tell your best friends, uncles, cousins, pigs, farming, butt, fucking, sister, chucking, chicken, chucking, dicking, ducking, freaking, fucking, frog, chopping, chicken, chalking, ventriloquist homie about the Damn Dude podcast, because it really does help the show grow. And it helps get the message around the world. And it helps get this goodness around the world. You dig? So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And please be sure to go tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell your best friends, cousins, uncles, Kawasaki mechanic about who gets overly mad when they eat his Lunchable in the refrigerator at work about the Damn Dude motherfucking podcast, because it's okay. And just go get another one, or next time leave a pranked one. Leave some like chili, rub some like ghost peppers on it or something. Anyways, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. This is California Callous, the Damn Dude podcast, season 5, episode 1. Have a beautiful day. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.